Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing a Panerai Luminor Marina that is difficult to geolocate. It evokes Switzerland, Italy, and Hong Kong all at the same time. This is the 2000 model year 200-piece stainless steel limited edition Panerai Luminor Marina Hong Kong PAM 412, a timepiece featuring the imagery of Italian military might on the dial, Hong Kong cityscape on the back, and Swiss watchmaking inside. On my 16cm circumference wrist, it's a large watch, 44mm in diameter. It doesn't really wear that way, as Panerais have a tendency to wear small for their size, though it's 53.3mm lug-to-lug across my 16cm circumference wrist. I feel like you could easily wear this watch on a wrist as small as 14cm circumference. Big is the look, don't worry about a little bit of lug overhang. It's not a thick watch and it's not a thin watch. It took me by surprise. I expected 15 plus, maybe 16. It's 14.3mm thick, so with a sloped flank and a conical bezel, it will fit underneath the jacket cuff, and fairly standard 24mm lug spacing. So if you're a paneristi, or I should say paneristo, singular, you'll find that the straps you have for your standard 44mm Luminor, as well as your strap tools, will work well with this one. Let me remove it from my wrist. This is one of the joys of having a skinny wrist. You always wind up strapping these things on in strangulation fashion, but here it is, and now we enjoy. You can see the strap itself is the assolutamente, minimally tanned, mostly natural grain calfskin, so you can see a lot of the marks of the leather itself and the original animal hide. It feels raw, it feels elemental, and it feels right on a watch like this. Bolstered, you can see it uses a contrasting stitch. It has a not quite monotone stitch, but an aged stitch. It complements the leather as well as the ecru patina style loom on the dial. Sheer sides, a more conventional calfskin on the bottom, Italian-made strap, high-polished trapezoidal pin buckle. This is an iconic Panerai piece. The case itself is the Alessandro Beddarini case, originally launched in 1993. Still in production. A lot of folks think of this case when they think of Panerai. Now you can see it's all of high polish, so it does stand out considering its size, the only exception being the satin finish of the crown guard. You can see that the lugs are fixed with bars and screws, so very secure. And again, if you've already got that strap kit for your Panerai watch, no need to add any hardware. You're ready to go. You have the crescent style crown guard, and this has been a long time Panerai signature, but you can see it as the post 2007 runner bearing, the cam bearing inside the lobe itself, so it has a smoother action as you pull it in and out. Now it's hard to jump in the water with this thing unlocked. It's not like a screw down crown. It's hard to make that mistake. Lock it, now it's 300 meters water resistant. Unlock it, now you can wind, now you can set. It's a wonderful system, a Panerai original and a design icon. It also gives you a lot more protection for the crown than you would get on a shouldered crown guard. The dial base itself is matte black, and as you can see, the hands, though curiously not the seconds hand, are blacked out. At center, hours and minutes, you have a sandwich style dial with a stencil, and then you have Luminova underneath on a solid disc, and then you can see the image of the SLC. We've heard of SLC dials, but SLC dials typically describe a different style of dial with indices alone. This is actually the Soluro Alanta Corsa. It's the manned torpedo used by Italian amphibious combatants, the frogmen of the Decima X, of course, those folks being hardcore, pioneering spec war types, most famed for the raid on Alexandria Harbor, but that's the image of the manned torpedo. And of course you have plenty of Super Luminova, the Marina style dial with the constant seconds. Panerai wants you to remember that in the 1930s, 40s, and 50s, right through the 80s, there were at least some Panerai watches in the inventory of the Italian Navy. But you turn things over and all of a sudden the graphic on the caseback confuses matters, as that's Hong Kong and that's the Bank of China building. In fact, so realistic is this cityscape and so detailed that if you've lived, worked, or visited Hong Kong, you're going to find that you could probably find a familiar building in which you've spent some time. You can see the harbor beyond, and this is actually one of the best Panerai local boutique editions because it is so detailed and vast. You can find something that you identify with the city of reference. Now, the watch was made in the year 2000. You can see the millissimation, 200 pieces, quite scarce, underneath the caseback, protected to 300 meters water resistance. Panerai caliber OP2. What is that? Well, it's a manual wind Panerai caliber based on a Unitas 6497 1 pocket watch movement. So it's over 36 millimeters, and if you could see it, you'd be happy to know that it's properly sized for the case. It does fill the case back. 17 joules manual wind, 21,600 vibration per hour beat rate. It features a superior 56-hour power reserve, solidly more than you get on a basic 6497, and it's been nicely decorated by Panerai. So it's a thoroughly upgraded aesthetic, beat rate, and power reserve variant of the original 6497. A COSC certified Swiss chronometer, it's also quite accurate. Now the watch is handsome, the watch is universal, and even if Hong Kong is simply a destination, a vacation spot, or a place of business, you might find that this is a fun piece to own to remind you of memorable times and strike up conversation. See it and make it yours on the Watchbox. Panerai PAM 412. As you can see, that simulated patina ecru colored lume still has plenty of punch by night, and note the fully loomed seconds dial. Easy to read, easy to love.